I'm Gabby. I'm a technical writer, which means that I write documentation for software, and I live in Denver, Colorado. As a technical writer, I have to condense really complicated information into something pretty simple, and that's what I'm going to do in the game of Survivor. I'm going to take all this information that's surrounding me and figure out what it is that I actually need and get rid of all the excess. I am a huge fan of this game. I've seen nearly every season, I've studied it, and the reason that I like it so much is because someone like me can actually win. So I'm a huge fan of this game because I love that it brings out the real you, and I'm all about being vulnerable and being open and being myself, and I feel like this is the ultimate challenge, and this is going to bring that out of me. Something I love about this game is that intelligence matters, where maybe throughout my life, intelligence is what I've had to lean on, which maybe hasn't always been what other people are necessarily looking for. But in this game, I think it can be a real asset, and you don't have to be the most physical. You don't have to be the strongest or fastest person out there if you know how to outplay and outsmart them. And I think that's why I'm really excited to play. I want to see what I think I can do. I want to see if I'm as smart as I think I am and as social as I think I am. And I want to put myself through the challenge of the elements, which is not something I would get to do in my daily life, working on a computer all day. Like, when else am I going to get the chance to do this crazy adventure? I've been an outsider at different points in my life. I grew up mostly outside of the US. I lived in Singapore for 10 years and then the Philippines for 6 years, and that was a great experience because I got to become very open-minded and see different cultures, but I also felt like an outsider a lot of the time, even though it was partially my culture too. It was kind of like a square peg trying to fit into a round hole. And then when I came back to the US for college, I was still kind of an outsider because I had just spent like most of my life in Asia, and I think being an outsider can be a real asset in this game because you have to find a way, and you have to know how to play from the bottom, and you have to know how to be okay with not being at the top all the time and not getting what you want all the time. And I don't know if anybody's ever comfortable with that, but at least I've experienced it. So I'm not coming from this place of everything has been perfect in my life and I don't know how to deal with adversity. I think I'm definitely going to deal with a lot more adversity out here than I ever have in my life, but I think having gone through a little bit of that outsiderness is going to help. I feel like I might be seen as an underdog because I wear my glasses. Like, I'm blind right now, I can't see because it's raining. And, people might think that I am just brains or just smarts just because of simple things like I wear glasses. But in a way, I hope that people underestimate me because it gives me more to live up to. Whereas if they had the bar set super high where they were like, this girl's super athletic, this girl's a beauty queen, then I would have so much, those shoes would be hard to fill. But being seen as an underdog could work to my advantage, where people maybe won't realize that I'm pulling the strings behind the scenes, or that they just find me likable because I'm not a threat to them. But when we get to the end, hopefully I'll be a threat. I think I'm excited to see what kind of growth this experience can bring me. Like, obviously I'm in it for the $1 million and I'm in it for the title of Sole Survivor, but I'm interested to see what my personal growth and sort of self-actualization will be. And maybe it's stupid to think that like a game can bring that out of you, but I feel like it has to. Like, I feel like if I'm starting at this point where I'm nervous about everything and just like totally in my head, I have to think that after a certain number of days, I will gain some confidence. Pushing myself in this new way has to bring that out of you. Like, I've seen it happen with other players, and I don't think people don't usually become more anxious. I mean, of course you get anxious as the game goes on because the stakes are so high, but like in a matter of personal growth and personal, I don't know, personal growth, I guess, I really see that potential from this game.